Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Jasper High School basketball coverage here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kerry Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos. And tonight the Wildcats are back home after a brief road trip up to Lagodi last Saturday. Back home here on a Friday night to take on a Southern Indiana Athletic Conference foe, the Evansville Memorial Tigers. The Tigers coming into the tonight's contest with a 1-0 record. Their only game to be played at this point was a 69 to 49 victory 10 days ago on November the 28th against the Gibson Southern Titans, while the Wildcats are 3-1, 1-0 in SIAC conference play. Coming off the heels of, as I said, the first loss of the year last week against the Lagodi Lions. And Jason Stamm would just take a look back at last week. Of course, obviously the epic ball game we had Friday night is one thing, but it was then how the Wildcats would react going into that game against Lagodi on Saturday night.
Yeah, Lagodi's, it's always a tough place to go play. It doesn't matter what type of team Lagodi has or what kind of season they're having. It's always a tough place to go up there and play. And we don't want to keep beating the dead horse, but we did have a tough game Friday night with the 5 overtimes, and went up there and played, and obviously the outcome wasn't what we had hoped for, but we've had a good week this week of nothing but practice. Let them get their legs back under them. Got one game this weekend tonight, and that's it. So there's no reason that we shouldn't come out tonight with a ton of energy. And this isn't going to be an easy ball game. Memorial year in and year out is pretty good, and I think this year it's no exception. Like you said, they beat Gibson Southern pretty handily. So I look for a dogfight tonight. And
speaking of this game, as you said, Memorial is a very fine ball club led by Tucker Tornada, a 6'8" senior, as also as Luke Ellsworth, a 6-foot junior, among others.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I was going down their lineup there a little bit. They've got 3 or 4 guys that are 6'4", so they're going to have the height advantage on us tonight. And it's really the first team that we've played that we've been outsized, I think, across the board. So Wally's going to have his work cut out inside tonight.
All right, here we go. Tucker Tornada and Andrew Noblet get set to tip this ball game off. And the Tigers will control the tap as Dylan Kendrick will bring it up the floor for Memorial. Dylan Kendrick, Asher Evans, Luke Ellsperman, Clark Reese, Tucker Tornada, the 5 for the Memorial Tigers. While the Wildcats with their regular starting lineup of Wallace Giesler, Caden Nerney, Andrew Noblet, and Jace Foy. Missed three-pointer is curled away by Ellsperman, who will work it in the backcourt.
We have to check off the boards tonight.
And driving down the lane is Luke Ellsperman, and he's going to be called for a player control foul. So the first foul of the ball game goes against Memorial and against Luke Ellsperman. The Tigers, led by head coach Heath Howlington, 36-31 in his 4th year at Memorial. While the Wildcats, of course, John Gable, 222 and 153 in 17 years at Jasper High School. Wildcats with their first possession of the 9. The ball is stolen away by Grease, and he tries to find Asher Evans down low, and Evans could not handle that pass.
Basketball tonight, cut down on the turnovers, and we've got to block out. We can't, they have them as big guys, we can't let them have second shots.
Boyd deals it to Wallace, and then here is Giesler over on the far corner. And a slipping pass is going to be picked up by the Tigers. 2 tip-ups, no good, but Dylan Kendrick will bring it out for the Tigers. Here's a 3 by Evans. It's off the mark, no good. Long rebound comes off to Kendrick. Kendrick turns around, puts a little footer up and in, and a foul. So the Tigers draw first blood as Dylan Kendrick with a turnaround short jumper is fouled on the process. And it looks like, see where they give that personal foul to. It's been up on the board yet.
It's got a 3 up there, but we don't have a 3.
I'm not sure who that is, but anyway, the free throw is good by Dylan Kendrick. He's got 3. Memorial's got 3. It's 3-0.
We've got to do a better. I mean, we've had 3 turnovers and
another layup by Dylan Kendrick and another foul against the Wildcats. So back-to-back scenarios here, Jay.
Yeah. Coach Gable can't be happy about the turnovers. You know, we're not even getting an opportunity to shoot the ball. I don't know, have we even taken a shot yet?
No, we have not.
So, you know, we've had the possessions and 3 turnovers have led to, could have very easily been 3 layups other than they threw the one away.
This time the free throw is no good. The foul, by the way, for Jasper, this time was on Caden Nerney. It'll be his first. 2 team fouls for the quarter for Jasper.
That was, they got the call right, but they didn't call it originally. It should have been an over the back on Memorial. So we got to do a better job, though, of blocking out.
Tigers with the basketball. They lead at 5-0. All 5 points by Dylan Kendrick. Evans are down low, up and in on the backdoor cut is Asher Evans. 7-0 Memorial, just like that, and Coach Gable will call his troops to huddle them up to talk about it. 7-0. Memorial leads Jasper. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS. Quick 30-second timeout by Coach John Gable after his ball club falls down 7-0 here in the outset.
Turnovers. We've played almost 2 minutes in this basketball game. We haven't taken a shot yet, and we've had 3 possessions.
Yeah, you're right. 3 possessions, no shots, therefore no points, and being shut out 7-0. 2 minutes into the contest. Another weak pass.
Yeah.
Here's Wallace to Noblet. He tries to find out if Wallace down low again, but he was nowhere to be found. The ball is out of bounds. It'll belong to Memorial.
Right now, Memorial's just playing a lot hungrier, and they're hustling, and they're doing the things they need to do to win this game. And we're just out there kind of going through the motions right now. We've got to get somebody. We need a senior to step up and give this a boost of energy here to get going in this game.
And that leads, and that's up to the 2 on the floor.
Yeah, you're right.
Kendrick finds Asher Evans down low. Tip no good. Kendrick for 3, off the mark, no good. Rebound comes in the hands. It looks like Foy.
Number 2, Evans, I think, is going to pick that foul up over the back, which the officials finally called one. I mean, they've had the opportunity to do it numerous times.
And you're right, Asher Evans will be nailed on the personal. It'll be the 2nd foul for the Tigers, 2 for the Wildcats here in this quarter. Jasper with the basketball. Wallace, another steal by the Tigers. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Memorial as
our passes are just lazy. You know, we're not moving crisp. We're not passing crisp. We're just out there going through the motions right now.
Through the motions or just not there, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost thought they were going to throw that away.
Yeah.
But Memorial has the basketball, leading 7-0. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Grease, Elsperman, now here is Tornado. He drives down the lane. He puts off balance shot, no good. He gets his own rebound. Ball is knocked away, and Wallace had it, but he had it knocked away by Evans. Elsperman in the backcourt, and Memorial will reset.
I'd be willing to bet there's been more turnovers in this game than points so far.
Overall, yeah.
Both teams combined.
Absolutely. And a foul, it looks like away from the basketball. It looks like it's going to go against the Wildcat. Okay, Wallace.
Yeah. He's in there battling, and Wallace is going to have help when Tornado gets the ball because of the size advantage he has over him.
Tornado puts a shot up, no good. Defending on the play was Gieser for the Cats.
Now we got to get a good shot here.
Got to get a
shot. Yeah.
A shot. Wallace fights it, puts it up and in. Will Wallace gets the first 2 for Jasper. 7-2, Wildcats trail. Tigers on the attack. Tornado works on Wallace. He'll spin, put a shot up off the glass, off the mark, and no good. Noblet comes up with the board, and he'll bring it up the floor. Caden Ernie drives the baseline, pulls up, tries to find Giesler down low. He does. Giesler gets a shot off, but it's off the mark.
See, that wasn't a good shot. I mean, it was a tough shot.
On the other end, nice spin move by Dylan Kendrick. He has got 7 of the Memorial's 9 points to start this ball game.
But back to that other play with Giesler, he's got to realize he's down in there. He's got 3 guys around him. Somebody else is open. Pass the ball out for an open shot outside.
Noblet finds Wallace underneath. Can't get the shot to go in. And Memorial comes up with the basketball and has possession. Shot up and in by Dylan Kendrick. He is on a tear to start this ball game. He's got 9 points, 9 of the Memorial's 11 here in this ball game.
He's only a sophomore.
Wow. So the Tigers, maybe one of the best teams we may see all year. This, of course, obviously at this point, but it's early, but still.
And they're playing well.
And
we're not.
They're playing well. We are not. No question about it. But they have all the confidence, and we're, just look lost.
The passing is what is so disappointing to me. I mean, they very easily could be up 18, 20 points.
Yeah, Memorial is not, like I said, they're not exactly as sharp as they could be, but they're playing well defensively, but there as another steal. But unfortunately for the Wildcats, Ellsworth had stepped out of bounds. And some new faces coming into the contest for Memorial.
Jasper brought Butel and Day in.
Okay. Max Butel in the contest along with Logan Day. Foul is going to be called on number 10 for Memorial. And that was Brady Kendall, who actually just came into the contest, along with Simon Schultz, number 3. You said Day and Butel now in the contest for Jasper. Under 2 minutes to go. Here's a 3 on the way. It is off the mark, no good by Logan Day. Jasper has a rebound. Wallace puts it up and in. Will Wallace has his second bucket. He has all 4 Jasper's points, 11-4. Tigers with the lead, and they have the basketball. Pass, ball is knocked away. Jasper trying to come up with the steal, and they do. Butel will bring it up the floor.
Just a lot of sloppy basketball tonight. I mean, Memorial obviously hasn't played for a while, but it's just not good, clean basketball.
Noblet with the rebound, basket up and in. Nobby has his first 2. 11-6 with a minute to go in the first. Cats get the basketball back. .44 seconds ago. Wallace will work it in the backcourt. Actually circle it left. Ball is knocked from behind by Toronada. Back in the contest for Memorial, it looks like number 1, Dylan Kendrick. Also in the new face in the ball game for the Tigers is Carson Enslinger. Butel deals it out to Giesler, whose 3-point shot is no good. Memorial has the rebound and the basketball. 25 seconds ago.
That was too quick of a shot, and Jasper's in. It was too far out. Should have took her a little bit more time and worked and tried to get a better shot.
Tigers look like they will go for the last shot here in the first quarter. 9 seconds. Kendrick, he's been the man for the Tigers in the first quarter. He tries to deal it off to Carson Anslinger, and he could not handle it. The Wildcats will have it with 3.2 seconds to go. Cats down by 5. Here's I'm not sure where he was going with that, but nonetheless, a shot is off, and we have a foul.
Yep. On Giesler.
Foul is going to be called on Giesler as time expired.
Be 3 free throws.
And it wasn't, you're right, on a 3-point shot. And number 3, it looks like for Memorial, Simon Schultz will have 3 shots coming. First one is good. Next one on the way is good. Schultz with the chance to give the Tigers an 8-point lead here at the end of the quarter, and he does come up short on that one. So 2 out of 3 for Schultz on the foul after the 3-point basket attempt that ended the first quarter of play. We'll bring you the second quarter after this here on 18 WJTS. Again, at the Jasper High School gym where Memorial, Jason jumps out to a 13-6 lead after 1 quarter of play.
Yeah, we talked about it there a little bit in the first quarter. It's been a very sloppily played ball game on both sides. Memorial could be up at least 10 or more points if they wouldn't have the turnovers that they have that they got off of our turnovers, and it's just been the whole game needs to be cleaned up on both sides, and we need to do a better job of blocking out, allowing them to get 1 shot and that's it. And then obviously taking care of the basketball on the offensive end.
Wildcats just need to take care of themselves to get back in this ball game. They're down by 7, but still.
A lot of game left.
Exactly, my point. Logan Day is out there again along with Will Wallace. Caden Ernie. Ernie with it on the left wing. Giesler to Day. Day lost the handle, and Memorial comes up with the turnover, or with the basketball on the Wildcat turnover. Tigers with the basketball. Coach John Gable lobbying with the official down below the basket.
Coach Gable is at the point where I think he doesn't care if he gets a technical. He's trying to find something that's going to fire these guys up, which, I mean, it's a shame that as a coach you have to do those type of things, but.
Traveling is called against the Tigers.
He was complaining to that official down low was on the other end. He felt like Day, when he drove in there, got his arm slapped, and that's why he lost the ball.
Back in the contest is Jace Foy and Andrew Noblet for Jasper. Butel and Giesler will sit down. Another near steal by the Tigers. Wallace with it in the backcourt. Driving the baseline is Day. Make that number 23, Jace Foy, who picks up the basket. 13-8, Jasper trailing by 5. Looking for Tornada down low. The ball is batted away. Noblet will bring it up the floor. He'll find Foy down low. Jasper will have the basketball. Speaking of Memorial, Luke Elsperman and Clark Breeze check back in. 13-8 is the score. Jasper with the basketball. Wallace works, forces a shot, no good, and it will be out of bounds. It will belong to Memorial.
I think this right here would be a good time for Coach Gable to get Wally out and get him a little break, because Terranato's out now for Memorial, and those two have been battling heavy here the first quarter and a half, and Wally's got to get a break sometime in this game, and he can't get it when Terranato's in there.
Here's a 3 on the way, is off the mark, no good, and the Wildcats will come up with the basketball. Speaking of Wally, he's going to come up with the ball, and I was just going to say, you're right. He could use the break, certainly, but at the same time, try to take advantage of the size difference. Here's a shot by Noblet. I believe it was off the mark, no good. And Jasper will have the basketball. Was there a foul away?
Yeah, I believe they're going to get number 10,
Kendall
on the foul. Yeah.
So yeah, Brady Kendall picks up the personal. That's his second. Kendall picks up his second foul, first foul of the quarter for the Tigers, who will send Asher Evans back into the contest. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half of play. Memorial leads it 13-8. Jasper with the basketball. Day finds Wallace down low. Wallace finds Noblet out from about a 15-foot jump shot. Is up and good by Andrew Noblet. Noblet's got his second bucket. 4 points for Andrew. Timeout is called, a 30-second timeout. And with that, I'm going to leave it here for just a second because I want to make a mention. Is I know you got, if you watched the beginning of our broadcast today, you saw the special presentation for the 1963 Ireland Spuds basketball team. A very special team indeed for our Ireland high school. A team of which won the school's only sectional and regional championships. So Sweet 16 performer. Several former players were on hand tonight. And then also some representatives of other players who are no longer with us. The Spuds, a very magical team, winning the sectional ball game. I can't remember who they beat, but it was only by a scale 20-19 score. Went on to win the regional, and then lost very narrowly to the defending state champion Evansville Bossy Bulldogs in the Evansville semi-state. So a special team indeed, and it is the 60th anniversary of that team. They were honored tonight between the JV and varsity ball games here tonight. Here's a scoop shot up and good by Luke Elsperman. Memorial's first two of the quarter. Yeah, that ball club coached by Pete Gill and assistant coach the legendary Roy Allen, among others. Great book was written about that team several years back called One Small Town, One Crazy Coach, and indeed Coach Gill was. I had the opportunity to read that book, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And, I tell you what, Jason, that was some crazy times for the community of Ireland then.
Well, there's no doubt. Ireland is a small community, and back in those days, there was all those small communities had their own high school.
And it had a lot of pride and fun with it.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. That was back when, there was one class basketball, but there was a lot of small schools.
And that was, of course, prior to their eventual consolidation with Jasper High School in the early 70s, I believe 1970 to be exact. And that was at the time where Dubois County actually went from 8 schools down to the 4 that there are now. You had Jasper and Ireland first, followed by Huntingburg and Holland into Southridge a couple of years later. Same time was pretty much the same time, I believe, was Northeast Dubois and Cusco into Northeast Dubois, St. Ferdinand and Birdseye into Forest Park. So, like I said, in those days, the Huntingburg sectional as it was then was incredible with the number of teams that were in it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It was a lot different then, and, obviously after schools started, consolidating and all that. So, it took some, not that it doesn't take anything to win a sectional now, but in those days there was, and there was rivalries in those sectionals. The gyms were sold out. It was what Indiana high school basketball was all about.
Absolutely, and you and I, we all lived it with the old Southridge sectional with the 4 county teams and beyond. It was cutthroat.
No, there's no doubt. And those were good times and fun times and times you'll always remember.
As we said, those were the days.
Yep.
Back to 23, not 13, 23. But Wildcats trailing it by 7, 17-10. Right now, both teams having a hard time getting the ball to drop here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's.
Wallace misses a shot underneath, gets his own rebound, puts it up, no good. And a foul is going to be called. Both teams only scoring 4 points so far here in the quarter each.
Yeah, and it's. You can attribute some of it to the defense, but you can attribute most of it to the sloppily played basketball and the turnovers.
So Wallace will go to the line to shoot 2. He's got 4 points. Make it 5 as he nails that first bucket.
This is one of these games, the first team that can right the ship and turn things around is going to have a good chance to win this game.
Logan Day comes back into the ball game for the Wildcats. Max Butel is back out there as well. And Wallace nails the second of two. So 2 for 2 from the line there by Will Wallace. He's got 6. The Wildcats 12 points, 17-12. Jasper down by 5. Drive to the basket. A foul on the floor is going to be called. It looks like maybe Day, or Foy, excuse me. Foy with the foul. Let's see who they put up on the board. Actually, Butel. My apologies. I was way off. I was looking, saw Foy standing there. It looked like he was in the vicinity, but it was Max Butel who will be nailed with the personal, his first. Tornada in low, finds a man out. That shot is way off by number 12, Clark Rees. Jasper with the basketball. They're down by 5. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Wildcats just looking for the right chemistry right now.
Yeah, Coach Gable's trying all kinds of different lineups, trying to figure things out.
There's a nice shot off the glass by Jace Foy, his first 2. 17-14, Cats now within 3. The Cats chip it away a little bit. And ball almost lost there by Kendrick. He'll drive down the lane. Missed the shot. Tornada cannot come up with a tip shot. Butel will have it for the Wildcats. He'll bring it up the floor to Noblet into the corner for Foy. 3 on the way, off the mark, no good.
Oh, Day got by with a push there. He went up, that guy in front of him went up for the rebound. Next thing you know, he missed the ball because Day gave him a little nudge from behind.
Foul is going to be called on Memorial's. Looks like Kendrick was nailed on the personal. Yes, it's his first. Simon Schultz back in the contest for the Tigers.
Jasper's, extremely fortunate to only be 3 points down in this game.
A whistle, and I saw a little something go fly by those law enforcement officers behind the basket, and they all turned around and looked at what that was. That's when the whistle was blown.
I don't know if it come from the kids running around up on top or.
Here's Wallace with the basketball. Day finds Wallace in the backcourt. Noblet now. Andrew stops, pops, fires, and misses the shot. No good. And Jasper comes up with the basketball, and Memorial with the steal. And a foul is going to be called, it looks like, on Noblet for a bump. So it is on Noblet, his second. Noblet will sit down, it looks like. You can see who came in.
Ernie, I think.
Ernie, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Caden Ernie back in the contest. Tornado with a nice easy layup up and in. And that's his first basket of the day.
He's got a quick spin move, going one way or the other, and he spins back pretty quickly for a guy his size.
19-14, Memorial back on top by 5, nearing the 1 minute mark. Here's Wallace with his jumper, no good. Rebound Memorial. Ellsperman with the rebound, and he'll bring it up the floor. He'll find Tornada down low, works on Wallace, almost stolen away. Kendrick now. Ellsperman down low, reverse layup over his shoulder. Was no good.
This game is just
ugly.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
There's just no clean play on anything.
Jasper struggled off from the outset, but he got, it seems like he kind of righted the ship a little bit and somewhat. But Memorial, for being up by 5, has not exactly been pretty themselves.
No, you're exactly right. They're I don't think their coach would be happy with their performance either. It's just that they're just a little bit better than Jasper.
Second of 2 free throws by Ellsperman is no good. He's got 3 points, and another foul is called. This time it looks, I guess, on Memorial.
Grease, I think.
And Thomas Sager will check into the lineup for Jasper. Number 21, junior. So Sager checks in for Caden Ernie, Ernie's not going up. See, Okay, Ernie is staying out there. I'm not sure who did. He's got 5 on the floor, or I guess he's got to wait.
They're shooting.
Come in because they're shooting the free throws. So actually, so Caden Ernie will shoot the free throws, by the way. So it is 2 shots coming with the 5th Memorial foul of the quarter. First one is off the mark, no good. Ernie looking for his first points tonight. Second one is no good. Memorial with the rebound. Kendrick, 30 seconds. Memorial will wind her down to the end of the half. They lead it by 6, 20-14. Sager was about to check in, but now he had to stay out, and it looks like he's going to have to wait.
He's not
going to make the floor this half.
No, unless there's a foul committed here somewhere.
10 seconds, 9. Here's a baseline jumper up and in by Luke Elsperman. And that will be the end of the first half of play with the score Memorial 22, Jasper 14. 22-14 is our score. Just kind of a quick little thought of this first half, Jason.
Well, I think, the game in a nutshell is what we've been talking about from basically the start. Memorial come out early and looked like they were playing a lot harder than what Jasper was. They wanted this game worse than what we did. They were given a lot better effort. I thought our effort in the second quarter improved a little bit, but obviously turnovers have been the key to this game, not only on the Jasper side, but the whole game. Memorial's up 8, and they very well could be up 18.
Well, Jasper kind of got it back together. I mean, they did. Well, actually, Memorial still outscored the Wildcats only by 1 point, 9-8 in the second quarter. But as you said, it could be a lot different because really both, even though Memorial is up by 8 here, they have not been sharp at all themselves.
No, they haven't. It's just all around. It's not been a very clean played basketball game. And obviously, I'm sure both coaches at halftime are going to try to make adjustments to clean things up. And the game's in reach for both teams yet. It's not that we got to do anything drastically different other than take care of the basketball. And if we take care of the basketball, we've got a chance to win this game.
Yeah, indeed, Wildcats need to help themselves, which they certainly didn't in the outset of this ball game. But they trail by 8, 22-14 here at halftime. We'll be back with the look at the second half right after this on 18 WJTS. Back at the Jasper High School Gymnasium, Kerry Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos. We're about to bring you the second half of tonight's ball game between the Wildcats and Memorial Tigers. Tigers lead it 22-14 at halftime. We'll take a quick look at the scoring here at halftime. The Tigers are led by Dylan Kendrick, who had 9 first quarter points, followed by Luke Elsperman with 5. We have then Simon Schultz, Asher Evans, Clark Rees, and Tucker Tornado with 2 points apiece. Wildcats have led the scoring here at halftime by Will Wallace's 6. 4 points for Andrew Noblet and 2 points for Jace Foy and Max Butel. Both teams will return to the floor with their original starting lineups for Memorial: Tornado, Grease, Elsperman, Evans, and Kendrick. Jasper, of course, with Wallace, Giesler, Ernie, Noblet, and Foy. Tornado jump hook, no good on Memorial's first possession. The Wildcats will have it. See what kind of adjustments the Cats perhaps could made here in the second half, Jason.
Well, that's a charge.
And as we say, there's an offensive foul by Braden Giesler. I believe that's his second that I have him for.
Well, the biggest adjustment we need to do is cut down on the turnovers, as I was getting ready to say, and then we commit one on the offensive. That's Giesler's third foul.
Actually, his third, yes, I was going to say. I was off one, but and then he will have to take a rest. And it looks like Logan Day came in the contest, so a little bit of a smaller lineup in that.
Yeah. With
Day coming in to replace Giesler, one of the better athletes on this ball club, but he's now on the bench with 3 fouls. There's a ball just stripped away by Noblet, and they're going to call a held ball, and it looks like it's going to go to Jasper.
I'm not saying I don't disagree with that, because there was 4 hands on the basketball at one point. So, obviously the Jasper fans don't like it because it stopped the transition, but at least we still got the ball. One thing we haven't talked about tonight, Kerry, is the crowd that we have here tonight, and it's a very good crowd. I mean, with the Ireland celebration, and then also at halftime of the varsity game here, they had the little girl dancers out there. So
that brings the moms and dads out.
Oh, yeah, and grandmas and grandpas. So this is probably the biggest crowd we've had all year.
Oh, by far the best crowd we've had all year. In fact, it's only the second home game we've had, but there's actually the third home game, I should say. Down low is Hoy. He'll put the shot up again. We're trying to see how that was going to unfold.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is an excellent crowd tonight. Traditionally, we don't see a whole lot of very big crowds, especially prior to the holiday season, and a lot of Christmas parties and other things going on. But, yeah, great crowd tonight. Needless to say, from actually Memorial with a good turnout as well, too, as Tornado with a turnaround shot up and in. He's got his 4th point. First points for the Tigers in the second half. 24-16 is the score. Tornado will go to the line with a free throw coming as a foul. So they put on the board just yet. Anyway.
Yeah,
the Wildcats, they still haven't put it up on the board yet. I was looking down the sheet when that happened. Anyway, Jasper with the basketball. Here's a 3-point shot. Is up, no good. And on the rebound is Logan Day, and the ball is swatted out of bounds, and it will be Jasper basketball.
One thing's for sure, I think the referees are letting them play, because the guys are in there pushing and shoving and everything else. That last foul was on Logan Day. They finally put it up there.
Okay, thank you. So Day with his first. Wallace with the basketball. Noblet to Ernie.
Oh, missed the back cut.
He had Foy on the back cut, as Jason pointed out. Ernie finds Foy on the wing. 3-point shot is no good. Fight for the loose ball. And who's going to come up with it? They're letting him go. And all of a sudden in the hands of Noblet.
That wasn't legal, that play right there. Noblet jumped in from out of bounds to inbounds to catch the ball when it was in the air.
I was going to let you point that out, not me.
You have to have your feet established in bounds before you can do that, but they obviously didn't call it to our advantage, so we'll take that. That was quite the scrum, I think you would call that.
I wouldn't want to call it, the old-fashioned scrum, because they were duking it out, and this is a matter of, it was just a matter of who's going to come up with it, and suddenly it popped in the hands of Andrew, but albeit illegally, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take it. What the heck? We need every break we can get right now.
We're not going to complain over that in
the
least bit.
Not when you're down by 9 with 5:22 to go in the third, and a game in which you're trying to almost establish your own identity, and so forth. So, of course, not out of the game by no means. Plenty of basketball to go, as you could say. And Jasper has the basketball with 5:18 to go in the third quarter. They trail at 25-16. Ernie works with it to Foy.
We're not moving on
Wallace.
We're not moving on offense. I mean, you got one guy that's got the ball, he's dribbling, and maybe one guy's moving. The rest of the 3 of them are all standing around.
Ernie misses a 3-point shot. Tigers on the break. Ball swatted out of bounds as number 5, Luke Elsperman, was going up for the layup, trying to take it coast to coast. But Andrew Noblet says no dice.
That's one thing we've done a really good job at this year so far is when we commit a turnover is getting back on transition and blocking shots. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many we've got on the year, but it's quite a few.
Memorial with the basketball on. Here's a near steal. As almost coming up with it was Logan Day.
I think after the first quarter, we've turned it up a little bit as far as our intensity.
Defensive intensity, yeah.
So I mean that's good.
Down low to Tornado. He finds Kendrick actually, and Kendrick's shot is no good. Kendrick had the hot hand in that first quarter with 9 points. He has not scored since, by the way.
Yeah, there is a perfect case of, as a coach, you teach a kid that is 6'8", like Tornado is. He got that rebound. If he keeps that ball above his head, we don't have anybody that can reach it. But what's he do? He brings it down to his waist, and now all of a sudden the littlest guy out there on the floor, Day, is taking the ball away from him.
Braden Giesler with 3 fouls is back in the ball game, along with Max Butel. Butel loses the handle, and he will be called for. Well, actually, a foul is going to be called. Looks like on Kendrick.
Yeah, it was. As a coach there, you're not too disappointed because that's basically a hustle foul. You hate to see him pick it up that far from the basket, but the kid's working hard and hustling.
So the foul is called on Kendrick, his second. Jasper with the basketball. Giesler, Noblet. Noblet was going to be fouled. Now on a touch foul there by Asher Evans. Looks like it might be at least his second.
Those, fouls like that just drives me crazy because they've let them beat the what out of each other the whole game, and then now they're going to call a little touch foul when the guy's 20 feet from the basket.
Under 4 minutes to play. 25-16, Memorial leads. Jasper has one bucket here in the quarter, and so does Memorial. But they also have a free throw by Tornado. 3-point shot is no good. Jasper has yet to.
Now what are they going to call here? They're going to call Wallace for a foul for pushing, and he's laying on the ground. That's horrible.
I like an explanation on that.
I mean, how can you push? How can you push when you're laying on your back?
Where's the justification on that?
Yeah.
So for Wallace, that is his second foul. It turned out to be a quick-paced ball game. Now it's just downright ugly both ways. It's so hard. Even though Jasper has picked it up defensively, as you said, but still, when you have a combined 5 points with almost 3 minutes to go in the third here, there's a basket up and good by Dylan Kendrick. He's got 11 points, and a 30-second timeout is going to be called. I believe was on that Memorial. Either way, by Memorial. The Tigers do call the timeout with 3:18 to go in the third quarter. Memorial leads at 27-16. We're back after this on 18 WJTS. Wildcats while the basketball is returned to action. 27-16 is our score. Tigers on top. Noblet will drive the baseline. He tries to find Logan Day in the corner. There's another lost ball by number 5, Luke Elsperman. Did he hit that? Was that Elsperman?
Yeah.
I was looking down to my sheet when he threw that up. So Elsperman has his 7th point. Suddenly Memorial is up by 13 at 29-16.
We need to calm down, slow down, run our offense, and let's get a good shot out of our offense. Don't force anything. That's a forced shot. As it pinballs off of about 3 guys, we corral it finally.
Here is Noblet up off the glass, no good, but a foul is going to be called on the Tigers.
Yeah, Tornado tried to block that.
29-16 is our score. Tigers by 13. Noblet will go to the line. Andrew has 4 points. Wildcats 0 for 2 from the line tonight as Noblet hits that first one. It's only the second trip of the night for Jasper at the line. Noblet looking to hit 2, and he does. So Andrew Noblet has 6 points. 29-18 is the score. 11-point ball game for the Tigers. 11-point lead, that is. Here's a 3-point shot from the corner, is up and good by number 10, Brady Kendall. Kendall scores his first bucket of the night. The Tigers are up 32-18 now by 14. their biggest lead of the game. Wallace works it, gets it to fall. Will Wallace has 8.
Even there, though, Kerry, we get the ball into Wallace, and we've got 3 guys that are in the lane area, and it gets too cluttered.
Here's another 3 in the corner by Brady Kendall, his second straight three-point shot from the same spot. Noblet on the other end, up and no good, but a foul.
Somebody might want to try to guard Kendall down there on the other end.
Just two straight three-pointers from the exact same spot gives them 6 points and gives the Tigers a 15-point lead, 35-20 with 1:34 to go in the third quarter. Meanwhile, on the other end, Andrew Noblet took it down low and was hammered to the floor. And he'll have 2 shots coming as that foul was called.
And I don't fault Andrew. Andrew plays hard when he's out there, and he's gotten fouled hard in almost every game we've played. But in that situation there, I'd like to see him go in there, take that power dribble, shot fake, let those guys go flying by, and then just lay the ball in. I know what he was trying to go up for the dunk. They're like, we're not going to let you do that. The dunk would have fired up the crowd and done all that. But if he ball fakes, they go flying by, and he just lays it in. We get 2 points, and we go the other end.
Noblet misses that first free throw, by the way, Jason. I was wanting to point out that Tucker Tornado, kind of a little interesting thing, he has picked up his 3rd foul, and he will sit down now, along with Luke Elsperman.
But, in the first first half there when he was out, as Andrew hits that one, but we didn't take advantage of it.
My point I was just going to try to make is that now is the time.
Yeah.
To try to make a run here. I mean, with those guys sitting a bit, of course, they'll be back in for the start of the fourth quarter as that shot is missed. Fight for the rebound, loose ball, and Memorial comes up with it. Kendall has it. Down low, up, and no good by number 2, Asher Evans. And Evans will go to the line after fouled. So the Cats with a chance to not let this get any worse than what it has. I mean, down by 14. Yeah, down by 14 with 1:12 to go in the third. But going to the line is Asher Evans. He'll have 2 shots coming, and he'll nail the first.
I mean, the biggest thing, Kerry, to get back in this game, it's got to start down here on the defensive end. We've got to be able to stop them from scoring, stop them from getting good shots, and then come down to the offensive end and score.
Next basket, our free throw, I should say, is good by Asher Evans. He's got 4 points. 37-21. Tigers by 16. And they will come. Well, actually, the Wildcats come back with it. They're going to call it on the floor as Logan Day was fouled on that play. He'll have 2 shots coming on the 5th plus foul of the quarter by the Tigers.
Both teams just seem like they're in too big a hurry. Instead of somebody just going in there and grabbing the basketball, shoring it up with 2 hands and being strong with it, everybody's trying to tip it and go and get, the whole game, both teams. Somebody just take control of the thing and grab it.
Somebody needs to take the initiative. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's exactly right. You don't need the fast break. You don't need all that stuff. You need the basketball.
So, at the line for Jasper, by the way, is Logan Day. He hit his first free throw, so for his first point of the game. He'll hit that second one. 2 points for Logan. 37-50. 37-23. 50 seconds on the clock. 50 seconds to go in the under 50 now to go in the third quarter. The Tigers take their time on their offensive end here. And the clock winding down here in the third quarter. They lead at 37-23. Elsperman. See if he looks for Kendall down that corner again, but he's not out there this time. He'll take a 3 from this side and nail it. Wow. Brady Kendall has the hot hand here in the third. 3 3-point baskets in the third quarter. And at the buzzer, the Wildcats trail the Tigers now by 17, 40-23. Back after this on 18 WJTS. Head into this fourth period of play, and Jasper down by 17 after the Tigers doubled them up and scoring 18-9 there in the third. You know, where do you look at from now?
Obviously, the main thing where it's got to start is on the defensive end. We've got to get some defensive stops, and then we have to be able to put the basketball in the hole on the offensive end, and that starts by taking care of the ball, running your offense, moving your offense, and get good shots.
Here's a three-point shot from the corner, no good by Clark Grease, and Jasper with the basketball. Wallace will bring it up. Noblet will be fouled by number 2, Asher Evans. I believe that's his third. It is actually his fourth. So Evans remains in the ball game. First, of course, foul for the Tigers in the fourth quarter. 40-23 is our score. Jasper down by 17. They have the basketball. Giesler, Noblet, Foy. Wallace finds Noblet in the corner. He'll launch a three, and it's short. Rebound comes to Memorial.
Don't get back on defense. Now we need to score here.
Noblet lays it up and in, and a foul.
That's what you need. Now, there's a couple good things happen there. One, we got a chance to complete the three-point play with the free throw, with the clock stopped, and it's also their second foul within the first minute of the fourth quarter.
Noblet's got 9 points, looking for number 10. He is 3 for 4 from the line. He will nail that free throw. 4 for 5 at the line is Noblet. He's got, as I said, 10 points now. 40-26, Memorial on top. Pass down low is stolen away by Wallace, and he'll bring it up the floor. Will take it coast to coast, lay it up. No good.
I'm not sure that's what Coach Gable would want there. It's good hustle by Will, but it'd been nice for him to get it to somebody else and get down the floor and maybe get it back.
Here's a three on the other end, way off, an air ball by Luke Elsperman. But Memorial comes up with the basketball. Elsperman finds a man out on the backcourt, and a three-point shot is good by who else? Brady Kendall.
He's definitely feeling it tonight.
I'd say he's feeling it since halftime. He's got 12 points on 4 three-pointers here in the second half. And a timeout is called with 6:23 to go. Jasper trails it 43-26. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS. 43-26 is the score as play resumes after the timeout is called. Jasper with the basketball. Noblet works it against Carnata. Tries to find Wallace down low, and the ball is stolen away by Memorial. And a whistle and a jump ball is called, and it'll go to the Wildcats. So the Wildcats will maintain possession. 6:06 to go in the ball game. Memorial now in control. Jason's here in the second half.
Yeah, and we talked about what we had to do to try to get back in this game, and obviously it was play good defense, and that's kind of avoided us in the second half. And on offense, there's nothing there. Obviously Nobby's our go-to guy, but the other guys got to step up at times, and tonight nobody's done that.
Everybody else has to help out too as well, like you said. Simply put, it's an old cliche, but
I thought Wallace got off to a good start, but I don't think he scored since the first quarter. We've got to have balanced scoring, and it just, I don't know.
Kendrick tries to find Tornado on a alley-oop, but is to no avail. Jasper comes up with the basketball. They trail 43-26. Here is a shot muscled up and good by Jace Foy. Foy's got his 6th point of the night. 43-28, 15-point lead for the Tigers. Kendrick works the basketball, drives it to the hoop, lays it up and in. Dylan Kendrick. He's got his 13th point.
I'm pretty sure we don't want Giesler guarding him.
There's a three on the corner by Andrew Noblet.
And we got to start, I was going to say, we got to start picking up full court. As it just took Memorial about 10 seconds to get the ball in bounds because the referees didn't stop the clock and they couldn't get it.
Here's another alley-oop try this time for the no avail. Noblet on the other end, another three try, and this time it's short. Last bucket mate gave him 13 points. Pull-up jumper around and good by number 5, Luke Elsperman. Elsperman's got 9. 47-31. Tigers by 16 now. Now tries to pat it back in. This time he was out of bounds.
He got by with it one time. That time he couldn't pull that one past him.
No, exactly. And Coach Gable is going to call another timeout. It's a full timeout with 4:20 to go in the ball game. Jasper trails it by 16. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS. Back at the Jasper High School Gymnasium, 47-31 is our score. 4:20 to go in this ball game. Right now, the Tigers with all their starters out on the floor, you might add. With 4 minutes to go, a foul is going to be called on the Wildcats. And didn't see where the foul was on exactly yet. They didn't put up on the board, but regardless, Tigers have the basketball. There's that alley-oop. It finally lands as it's the third time. Finally, the third time is a charm for Memorial. As Taranada is fed by Dylan Kendrick.
I mean, for the most part, I think Wallace has done a pretty good job on Taranado tonight.
He's only got 7 points if you want to look at it that way.
I mean, there he got loose, but for the most part, he's done pretty well with it.
Day and Butel will come back in for Jasper here short end.
I don't understand why we have to have Noblet guarding Kendrick, number one, when we've got two smaller guards out there. Kendrick's the smallest guy on the floor, and we've got our biggest guy guarding him, tallest guy. Maybe they just think that he's the only one that can stay with them. I don't know, but.
Stoppage in play as a foul is called on Memorial, was it? Yep, number 10, Brady Kendall, his third. Kate and Ernie will sit down. $3:10 to go in the ball game. 18-point lead for the Tigers.
Oh, he missed him. Navi was open on the back cut. We just don't do a very good job of hitting those guys when they're open. Go up, Wally.
Wallace pulls up. He misses the shot. Under 3 minutes to go, 49-31. Tigers in control.
When you've got a 6'8" guy in there, high school kids especially, they worry too much about getting their shot blocked.
And there we go again. It looks like they were just watching Tornado on the baseline, waiting to see for that play to unfold again, but it did not. Anyway, Jasper with the basketball, 2.5 to play. 3-point shot is up and in by Will Wallace. Wallace has 11. Only the second 3-point basket by Jasper tonight. The other coming from Andrew Noblet earlier this quarter. Here we go again. Alley-oop pass is slam dunk to Tucker Toronada. He's got 9. 2 minutes to go. 51-34. Shot way off the mark, and Memorial with the basketball.
I mean, that's easy to do, those alley-oops like that. I mean, as a guard that I was in high school, you loved having guys like that. You could just throw it up there. You know, they're going to get it.
Looks like both teams will start unloading some players off their bench. And a whistle and another jump ball. This time it should go to Memorial, and it will, as the Wildcats will send Jack Levine, Thomas Sager, and
Reese Fisher
back into the ball game. Memorial also with a few fresh faces. So Jack Levine, Thomas Sager, and number 25, Reese Fisher into the contest. Levine, of course, number 15. 1:43 to go. 51 to 40. 34 is the score. Drew Keck now out there for the Tigers, along with Simon Schultz back in the ball game. Here's Keck with a three-pointer, no good. And Reese Fisher comes up with the board. Sager will drive it to the baseline. Here's a three on the way, off the mark, no good by Logan Day. Memorial will come up the rebound, 1:16 to go.
You know, you're going to have nights like that. I mean, the whole team hasn't shot the ball well tonight, you know, and we talked about that early in the year when we had a couple games when we shot really well. You know, you have to have an option, plan B, when you don't shoot the ball well.
Under a minute to go. Tigers will work the clock down. Max Anslinger puts a shot up and good. So Max Anslinger off the bench with a bucket. 53-34. Sager in the corner. Thomas kicks it out to Day. Here's a three-point shot up and in by Reese Fisher. Reese Fisher with a three-point basket, 53-37, 18 seconds to go, and that'll be the end of the ball game. The Memorial Tigers will come out of this contest tonight on a Friday night at the Jasper High School Gymnasium with a 53-37 final score as the clock winds down. 53-37 is our final. The Wildcats fall to 3-2 and 1-1 in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. Memorial improves to 2-0 and 1-0 in conference play. So in this contest, Jason, we'll just kind of just recap as best we can here.
Well, you know, I think the thing, from my perspective, the thing that was probably the most disappointing out of the whole night was the way we came out from the start and the effort that these kids put forth. I just didn't feel like we came out ready to play. You know, and there's no reason why you should be in that situation. You've got one game this weekend. It's a conference game. It's kind of a rival. You know you're playing a good team in Evansville Memorial. There's no reason why you can't put forth your best effort from the start tonight, and I didn't feel like we did that. And we dug ourselves in a hole by committing all the turnovers. Yeah, sure, we weren't, score-wise, we weren't down that far, but we were in a hole because of the way we were playing. We weren't playing good offense. We weren't playing good defense. You know, we weren't doing anything well. And I thought that's what was the big factor, was the way we started the ball game, because we were fighting to go uphill the whole game.
Also in this contest, as you said, you know, it's really disappointing from the aspect, as you said, it's only one game for the weekend. It's the only thing you have to concentrate on before you go back to work on practice on Monday. And it's a conference game. It's a rivalry game. What's unfortunate from my standpoint is that the lack of effort and enthusiasm this team came out with tonight. It wasn't there. No, and you know, if you can't be enthusiastic, you're playing. You know, you look up in the crowd. You've got a nice crowd here tonight. You're playing a good team. You know, there was a lot of things that fed into this. You had
you know, a 60-year-old sectional and regional championship team sitting in the crowd. You know, there was a lot of things that fed into this tonight. For us to come out and lay an egg to play the way we did, it's disappointing. You know, and it'll be interesting to see if the coaches come up here and you know, you talk with them and see what their perspective on it is. But obviously, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure that they're not going to be happy with it. And again, you know, early in the year, we haven't talked much about this, but early in the year, it's not about wins and losses. It's about how you play and are you getting better every time out.
The whole point is getting better.
That's correct.
Here in December and then in January and then in February, because it all boils down to March.
You know, it doesn't matter if you go 13-7, 16-4, whatever your record is, as long as you're getting better towards the end of the season. So like you said, when you get to the sectional at the end of February and March, you're playing the best basketball you can play. Now, you know, some of these guys think they can just flip a switch and turn that on, and that's not how it works, you know. And I know this coaching staff well, and you know, they're working with these kids, and they're trying to get them to not think that way. Mm-hmm. You know, they'll do what they can to get them prepared for the sectional and for the tournament. But, you know, you can't go 2 steps forward and then go 1 step backwards, and then maybe 1 step forward and 3 backwards. You know,
vice versa, yeah.
I feel like we're doing a lot of that this year. You know, we played well this game, we played well that game, then we went a little bit backwards. I mean, we went backwards against Gibson Southern. We won, but we didn't play well.
Well, exactly, and it all boils down to, here we go now this week. You're going to be preparing for a big double dip next week. You're going against your county rival in Southridge next Friday night, and then of course then back on the road on Saturday. So back, you know, both games on the road next week. By the way,
and it ain't going to be easy.
Heck no, it's not.
You know?
And so you know, as I said, you know, coming out of this contest, it's just a matter of where they want to be now. It seems to me, and. You know, with this ball, because like I said, next week you got county rival Southridge, and then you go to Corydon, who's a very fine ball club too, on the road. So, and so we'll just see how it works out.
And then you're going to get a break in there for the holidays. Mm-hmm. So you know, it's just disappointing to see the effort that came out of there tonight. You know, and that's not the coaches. That's on the kids. You know, they have to take that upon themselves to say, hey, let's go, let's get out there and let's get after it tonight. You know, and like I said, you know, I know what it's like for these 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids. They think, yeah, they can just go through the motions in the warm-ups and in the locker room, and when the ball goes up and the lights come on, the switch comes on, and man, we're ready to go now. Mm-hmm. That ain't how it works. I mean, you gotta hype yourself up. You gotta do what, you know. This is what our fourth game. Fifth game. You're right. You should know by now, what does it take to self-motivate yourself? Mm-hmm. You know, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? What do I need to do to make sure I'm mentally prepared? You know, and if each guy takes care of themselves, guess what? The team's that way, and the team's a lot better as a team if you come into that situation.
Okay. Well, I think I'll just go ahead and take a break for now, and if we do have a coach that does come join us, I don't see anybody coming out from the locker room area just yet. If we do, we'll have them for you, but if not, we'll just come back and recap the scoring. So let's just take a quick break right now. We'll be back from the JHS gym right after this. You're watching Wildcat basketball here on 18 WJTS. Back once again here at the Jasper High School Gymnasium for the final time as the Wildcats fall to the Evansville Memorial Tigers by the score of 53-37. We'll take a quick look at the scoring for tonight's game. The Tigers were led in scoring tonight by Dylan Kendrick, who had 9 first half points, finished with 13 on the night. 9 points for Luca Elsperman, 9 points for Tucker Toronata. We have 12 points for Brady Kendall, who on 4 3-pointers in the second half, 3 in the third quarter. 4 points by Asher Evans and 4 points by Clark Rees. Carson Anslinger with a bucket late in the ball game off the bench for the Tigers. Jasper Wildcats were led in scoring tonight by Andrew Nobley with 13 points, 11 points for Will Wallace. We had 6 points by Jace Foy. 3 points by Thomas Sager by Reese Fisher, I should say, off the bench. 2 for Max Butel, and 2 points for Logan Day on the ball game. So the Wildcats fall 53-37. Assistant coach Andy Noblet will join us right now. Andy, this I guess kind of break down as much as we can with this ball game. One thing, obviously a slow start. As far as I don't know where I would put it, but lack of intensity perhaps. Weak passes. I'm just sluggish play. I don't know how to say it else, but just talk about your synopsis of this game and how things went.
Yeah, I think they showed some defensive prowess we haven't seen before, nor do we simulate. So it's trying to get adjusted to the game. The speed of the game early was not in our favor. I think maybe excited a little bit and lack of execution early of just trying to get open. And when you have kids that only one of them has started before all year, see a team as good as Memorial, you're going to find yourself trying to do things that you haven't done or not executing things that are routine.
Well, it's trying to, like I said, we did try to battle back a little bit there as the first half concluded. But Memorial got hot again in the third and so forth. It's just Tigers were on fire tonight.
Yeah, I thought at the end of the first half, had a chance to close that out with the ball, be able to take it from 3 maybe down to 1, and put us in a really good spot at halftime. And some of their veteran leadership got them a couple of buckets late in that second quarter. And then, they did the same thing in the third where, I think maybe the game had slowed down a little bit for us, but then some of their veterans have the experience of playing in front of a big crowd and be able to keep your composure.
Which the Tigers outscored the Wildcats, actually doubled up on them 18-9 in that third quarter. But and you mentioned the crowd, Andy, was obviously the best crowd we've had this year. A lot going on, honoring the 63 Ireland team for their 60th year anniversary, and so forth. But it's up to these boys to. Don't you agree that you're playing in a big atmosphere tonight, big crowd? You're playing in front of a big time sectional and regional champion. What does it get you motivated for that?
Well, I think I don't have a motivation problem, Kerry. I have the focus and concentration to be able to understand what a good team does to you. They take you out of the things that you want to do, and then they've been through it before to execute it. Osperman's a really good player. Tornado's. A lot of these guys we were playing were in 8th grade and on the freshman team when Tornado was already playing varsity. So he's a starter, 3-year starter. And he's not going to get, he's on the road. He's played probably 50 road games at this point as a senior. So he's not going to get rattled. You've got to match his intensity, and then he's going to try to take advantage of your weaknesses. And veteran teams will do that.
Well, we learned from this tonight then, Andy, because we obviously, we have the rest of the weekend off. We got a big double dip coming up next week, starting with county rival Southridge on Friday night.
Yeah, and Southridge will be the same way. They've had young kids who have made their way and played a lot of varsity basketball, and our kids are gaining that experience of what it takes to execute at the varsity level. And, we have the confidence in our guys that they will do that, and we've got some young kids that will be doing the same thing. And not only will it help this year, but it's going to help in the future. And
of course, as Jason and I were saying as we were wrapping things up in our post game, is that it's a learning experience. Right now it's December. You're going to learn from these games and so forth, only to make yourself better come January, February, and of course the ultimate time in March.
Absolutely, and everybody's kind of wondering, what kind of team we'll have by the time January comes around. I think we. We'll continue to improve at the guard position. That's going to help us a lot against teams like this as we go. And I think Memorial taught us a good lesson today about, the focus it takes to be able to beat a good team. And we get another week of practice. Southridge is going to be a handful. They've got kids that'll shoot it from just about anywhere. And, again, they have some experience that we don't have. So that's going to be something that we need to gain this week. And, a good, Gordon Central team too. We've seen them play as well. So good weekend for us, and again trying to adjust into what teams are going to do to us as they get more film on us is something that we need to be able to do. So, I thought Memorial made some good changes and took us out of some things that we like to do, and that's what a veteran team will do.
Okay, Andy. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. And one more thing I just want to point out. I mean, as we've got the big weekend coming up, it's it's not a make or break or anything like that, but it's obviously an opportunity for us to just learn a lot.
I think our kids are, everybody looks forward to playing at Memorial Gym at Southridge. So it's, just a good place to shoot. It's a good place to match up, for the communities to get together, and we need to find out if if we're ready to play varsity basketball.
And it's going to be an opportunity for the boys to play again in a very big time environment down there at Honeyburg Memorial. So
yeah, and just like to see our kids rebound, come back, work hard next week, and let's see if we can get some more things ironed out.
All right, thanks again, Andy. Appreciate it, and look forward to next week's game against Southridge. Wildcats will be on the road to Honeyburg Memorial Gym to take on the Southridge Raiders next Friday night. We'll have that game for you next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock here on 18 WJTS. For Jason Stom, Jeremy Marcos, and Andy Noblet, I'm Kerry Schneider saying goodnight from the Jasper High School Gymnasium. Once again, the final score, the Wildcats fall to the Memorial Tigers by the score of 53-37. Goodbye, everybody.